Good morning and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. Another early Saturday morning stream for us, but hopefully we can make all the right decisions. Of course, if you do enjoy today's deadline stream, make sure you're liking, subscribing and getting, of course, your comments in. As always, we'll be doing team reviews a little bit later in the stream, probably around about 8:30 we'll get those done. So if you do want your team rated by me, head over to my Twitter at FPLTom_, leave it under my most recent tweet. And like I said, around about 8:30 we'll get a look at those. I can already see we've got Andy in here nice and early. He says, "Morning Tom, FPL legend, you're doing very well this season. What's it like all the way up there?" It's not bad. It's not bad. The view's all right. Okay, mate. The view's all right. I can't complain, to be honest. There is also a poll going around for the best captain for this game week. I think we might have a potential big split again, to be honest, on the cards. And looking at the poll early doors, it's also looking kind of that way. I'd probably say it's more 60-70% towards Mohamed Salah. 30 to 40% kind of heading towards Cole Palmer. But let me know which way you are going in terms of captaincy as well. I'm very, very interested to see which way people are going with it this week. I think obviously you've got Salah with the best fixture that you could possibly have this season. However, you've got it's split in between the PSG game. You've got Ramadan factoring into that. But then on the other side, you've got Cole Palmer's really poor kind of returns and form at the moment. Obviously, not a great game for him on Thursday night against Copenhagen. But again, still a really, really good fixture. One of the worst sides for XG conceded as well. So it's going to be one of those. I do think it will potentially come down to the wire which way, people go with it. Obviously, the people that probably went Palmer last week probably feeling a little bit burnt heading into this week and don't want to factor that in again. However, sometimes you just got to go back, haven't you? You just got to go back sometimes. Just sometimes. It works sometimes. Right, let's look how my team is obviously lined up for this game week then. As you can see, Hall has kind of been removed from obviously the team selection videos that we've done earlier in the week with the news that he's going to be out for the season. So he's going to go straight into third sub. And we have just whacked in Dean Huijsen, however you want to pronounce it. I think there's like 5 different pronunciations that I've seen on Twitter for this one. But yeah, Dean's gone in. And the rest of the team looks pretty decent. Like I said, I don't think there's anybody that I'm desperate to get rid of with this team. Obviously, Chris Wood, not the most ideal fixture, but it is the early kickoff. You never know what could happen. City could obviously fall on the arse and be a little bit of a banana skin, to be honest. But hey-ho, it is what it is. But I think overall, the team is looking fairly decent. Ben's in the chat as well. He said, "Thank God on last man standing, I didn't go for Norwich. Let's go Chelsea." Mate, if you'd have gone Norwich, I think you'd have been kicking yourself doubly, wouldn't you? But yeah, we're all for Chelsea this weekend, mate. We're all for Chelsea. Hopefully so, mate. Hopefully so. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline. Like I said, we'll try and answer as many as we possibly can early doors. I mean, you pretty much got me, to be honest, early doors. Bench 1, Enzo and Cuckoo, Cliver, Isaac, Visser, Marmouche. Good question, that one, mate. Jesus. I probably would bench. Enzo did look good. So did... my days. Ooh, maybe. I think it's probably a split between Cliver and Visser. And I genuinely don't know what way to go with that one. That is tough. That is tough. Hey, bro, who would you play? Mikalenko or Robinson? Cheers from Australia. Well, thank you very much for tuning in from Australia. I would play... So Mikalenko's got... Hang on, I need to get the fixtures up. I just realised I don't have anyone from either... Oh, no, I do. Pickford, Wolves. Who have Fulham got this week? I think it's Brighton, isn't it? But it's away. I probably would be tempted with Mikalenko, I think. Tom, is there any goalkeeper that will blank after 29 and any ones that won't? I mean, you know the teams that are already going to be blanking, Andy. So... yeah, just don't pick one that blanks in 29, I guess. Who do you think is more likely to come off early, Salah or Palmer? I think it would be more likely to be Mohamed Salah, considering obviously the severity of the game midweek with PSG and the fact that it's Ramadan. Now, if you look at Salah's minutes across when he's played in Ramadan, they're still pretty decent, don't get me wrong. But I think if they're a couple goals up against Southampton, I think he comes off, to be honest. I don't see the same thing happen with Cole Palmer, to be honest. I just don't. Who would I transfer? I don't think you need to necessarily transfer anybody out for that. I think you're in a pretty decent place, to be honest, mate. I think you're good. I think you're good. Planning to go Gordon to Savinio. Thoughts? Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. Bro, we can do a coin flip for you. We can do a coin flip for you. It's honestly, I feel sorry for you because I think you could end up with points on the bench. All those players that you suggested there are really, really good options. So we can do a coin flip for you if that helps you out. Because I do feel it's a tough one. PSG absolutely battered Liverpool. Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous, to say the least, to be honest. I was just like kept looking at the thing and I was like, how have PSG not scored yet? But came for on the Aka though, so everybody's laughing, aren't they? I plan on getting Chris Wood in next week for Cunha. Should I get him in the team this week because I have Isak, Dango, and I don't know if either will start? I don't think I would, and I said this to Jake, right? If you're needing players for game week 29, right? Yes, you could bring them in this week. That's perfectly acceptable. But the worry I would have is, of course, if you do bring them in this week, we might get left with the same situation that a lot of people have had with Cunha. They brought him in. Cunha's been a very, very silly boy, and now he's not available for 29 and left a lot of people in a really difficult situation. You could bring Chris Wood in this week. It's not the best fixture for him. And then you're left again high and dry if Chris Wood picks up an injury. And you're just like, what have I done? Remember as well, if you bring in somebody in that's got a European game this week as well. We've got Liverpool, Villa, but obviously they blanked this week. Chelsea have got the Europa Conference League. You've still got Arsenal players as well. So I would just hold on, to be honest. That would be my advice. I go Mikalenko over Robinson. More what to do with Gakpo. I think I've held him for too long. I mean, this is the ideal fixture, but he's not in the predicted lineup, so I probably would drop him, to be honest. Good morning from Sweden. Very nice. I love Sweden. It's one of my favourite places in the world. So, great to have you in here, bro. He says, bench 1, Gvardiol, Munoz, Gabriel. Oh, my days. Surely there's got to be somebody else you can bench there. Surely, mate, there's got to be someone else. Maybe. Oh, my days. That is such a tough one. I would probably be more leaning towards... I think you've got to play Munoz with Ipswich at home. You just have, considering what he's doing at the moment as well. City are away. And Arsenal's at United. I think I don't go the early kickoff route, and I think I bench Gvardiol, but that is honestly ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. I get you. I get your point. Mohammed, hope you're doing good, man. Welcome back to the stream. If you are enjoying today's stream, guys, make sure you're liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. You know what to do now. Of course, if we get to 100 likes, we usually do something pretty special for you guys as well. Taking a look at the poll early doors, seeing what kind of way people are swinging in terms of captaincy. 62% are going for Salah, 31% are going for Cole Palmer, and 7% are going for other. It's probably going to be another big week for Palmer then in terms of effective ownership, just looking at the results of this early doors. Any thoughts on who to go for AM this week? Glasner or Punt on Potter? Cheers from India. Yeah, let me have a quick... Let me open Fantasy... Hang on, let me just switch you to this one. And let's open up Fantasy Football Scout. Not Scout. That's not the one. Fantasy Football Hub. Give me a second while that loads in. You ready? Bosh. You can't quite see it, but I can make it out to you. So you got Postecoglou with 11.7, Liverpool with 10, Potter with 8.8, Maresca, Glasner, Arteta. I think the way to go is with table bonus, right? It is with table bonus. So you're either looking at somebody like Postecoglou. Your safe ones are, of course, going to be Slot or Maresca. They are going to be your safe ones. But I think I'd either gamble on Potter or Postecoglou. I think that's the way to use this chip, is to just gamble. Gamble on some players. Have some, like, that's how I got to the top 10k. I just went for Glasner on the final week. He pulked up a 20-pointer early doors, and you're laughing. So yeah, I'd probably go Postecoglou or Potter with that one. Tempted to sell Kluivert to Bowen just to do something because I don't know what else to do. I'd leave Kluivert. Has a fixture next week. Still, Spurs defensively are absolutely woeful. If you watch the game on Thursday as well, they were dreadful against Alkmaar. A lot of people have Robinson or Mykolenko this week. I probably would go Mykolenko, but I do see the appeal of going for Robinson as well, of course, with the attacking returns. However, Fulham have only managed to keep 3 clean sheets so far this season, which seems ridiculously low. And I don't think Robinson's attacking returns are going to happen every single week. So, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy game week for most people. It is going to just be roll the transfer is probably going to be my advice for most people. Build as many into 29, of course, if you're not playing that free hit, just so you can get a start and 11 out. That's going to be the advice from me. What's your chip strategy at the moment? Should I free hit game week 29 if I have Salah, Virgil van Dijk, or try and avoid the free hit? Depends how many transfers you've built in, but of course, if you get to next week and you've only got like 2 in hand, probably are going to be looking more at a free hit. My chip strategy at the moment is going to be wildcard in 31. Then it's going to be bench boost in either 32 or 33. Free hit in 34. And then finally, we just play the rest out with our free transfers. That's it. Simple. That's all I've got as well. Morning, Tom. Planning on doing absolutely nothing this week. I genuinely think that is the way to go, to be honest. You've just got to play it a little bit sensible and a little bit safe. Roll the transfers. Build as many into going into game week 29. Hey, Jamie. How's it going, man? Hope you're doing decent. If only Palmer had hauled against Southampton. Flip of the coin for Salah versus Palmer. Yeah, we'll build that up a little bit. We'll do that a little bit later. I think that's going to be the big one for this week for the coin. Is it going to be Salah or is it going to be Palmer in terms of captaincy? How many minutes do you think Isak gets? I think he plays decent. Like, he's got till Monday to obviously come back. And if you read the quote from Eddie Howe, he said it's just, fatigue, and he thinks the injury's been over kind of emphasised in the media. So, yeah, I won't worry too much about Isak, though. Hi, Tom. Bowen or Murphy, and Van Heck or Robinson? I think I'd go Robinson ahead of Van Heck, and I probably would go Bowen ahead of Murphy. Those are the way I'd go on those ones. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline, let me know. For free hit 29, I have 1 free transfer at the moment. Aim and planning to roll this week. So you'd have 2, right? So I probably need to see the rest of your team, but I mean, you've got Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Mateta, Rodgers. So you could get Rodgers and Mateta out and maybe play with 10. That might be the route to go, to be honest. Why are managers not paying attention to Son? Purely just how bad Spurs have been this season, I think. They've just not been a good side, have they? Coin flip for Visser versus Enzo, and then the winner with Kluivert, but benching Kluivert is big balls. It is. Right. No problem. Heads is going to be Visser. Tails is going to be Enzo, right? It's heads, which was Visser. So we'll stick Visser as heads. Tails is going to be Kluivert. And it's heads again. You are benching Johan Visser. There you go. Yeah, Howe is a notorious liar, and I have fallen for his scams before. But I think the fact that we saw him in a training photo as well does obviously mean that, yeah, we're going to be all right. Is it true Salah's not going to start? I've not heard that rumour anywhere. We'll have a little cheeky scout round on Twitter. Yeah, I've not heard that rumour anywhere. Wouldn't surprise me, though. Wouldn't surprise me. Bench Gakpo for Dango, surely. Yeah. Play Castagna, Mikolenko, or Kirkez. Ooh. I think I probably would go either Kirkez or Mikolenko. But yeah, there's honestly, you could end up with one of them hauling and the rest getting 1 or 2 pointers there. That is a really tough one. You'll have 3 free transfers for game week 29. Bro, that's a very good position to be in. But yeah, we'll run you through how my team's going to look for next week then. Let's talk you through that. So this is what we're going to go for in terms of the transfers for next week. So we're going to take Isak out. We're going to take Palmer out. We're going to take Trent out. We're going to switch to Gavardiol, Alanga, Haaland. And who was the other one? We're bringing, Gabriel in as well for Lewis Hall. So this is the way that we're going to play. And they're the moves that we're going to make next week. It will require a -4 for me. I've tried to build as many transfers as possible, but unfortunately situations have got a little bit out of hand. So that's the position we're in right now. So we're happy with that. We're taking the -4 next week. That's how then the team looks for next week, which is ridiculously strong. So obviously we'd whack him in. We'd bring him back in as well, like that. And then I think we've got to toss up, do we play Alanga? Do we play any of these? Rodgers, Visser? I think that'll probably just come down to the week, how we're feeling in terms of certain players. But feeling pretty confident. We can just roll that. That's a very, very good team for 31. Then, of course, we'd look to wildcard in 32. Get, obviously, 31, sorry. Get Alexander Isak back in. Get any other Newcastle players we want back in if Gordon's fit and available. A defender potentially as well. Obviously, there's no more doubles coming up for Everton. So Pickford, obviously, gets the chop. So yeah, wildcard there. We'll start putting together plans and obviously teams for that one. But we need to see what teams obviously progress in the FA Cup to get a good idea of double game weeks and blank game weeks and stuff like that, etc., etc. So obviously give us our best plan. But yeah, like I said, I think this team is looking really good if we do these moves for that -4 in game week 29. Sets us up nicely for game week 30 as well. So no complaints from me there if we were to go and do those moves, to be honest. But I'm interested to see what you guys think of those moves that I've just suggested. When am I going to wildcard? It's going to be 31, mate. It's going to be 31. Who to bench? 1 from Mbeumo, Salah, Palmer, Kluivert, Neto, Marmoush, Isak or Wood. I would be tempted with either Kluivert, Marmoush or Wood there on that one, mate. Honestly, I think, again, you could end up with some headaches. A lot of benching problems this week. How's Dango looking for minutes? I definitely don't think he'll be playing as the 9. I think Evan Nilsson is the preferred number 9. But, of course, he still could go out on the left-hand side. So I don't think his minutes are as secured as we first thought. However, I do think he'll be rivaling Evan Nilsson. And, like I said, can also play on that left-hand side. So still might be, a decent option. Hi, Tom. I'm busy right now. Can you tell me the best transfer for Cunha? Have got like 3 mil in the bank. No way to get to Haaland. Got Visser and Isak. Yeah, bro. We can have a look at that for you. Obviously, I've been putting this together throughout the course of the week. These are my top transfer replacements. So you said you've got no way of getting to Haaland. You've got who? You've got Visser and Isak. Probably going to be Chris Wood then, mate, to be honest. I know it's not the best fixture to bring him in for this week. But I just think if you're not free hitting next week, you've got no way of getting to Haaland. He's not a bad captaincy shout, is he, with Ipswich? Of course, as well, you could go for somebody like Strand Larson. The fixtures are definitely there. However, as you can see, his data is absolutely abysmal. So I'm not a big fan of him in terms of his data. But still, the fixtures are there. Southampton, yeah, you can't argue it. The other two at home as well, Everton and West Ham. So it's not a bad bunch. You maybe could take a gamble on Beto, who's been in really, really good form recently. Definitely in a purple patch. Or, of course, you could go down the other route of Evan Nilsson. But his minutes don't really seem kind of secure to me, to be honest. So that's probably the way I'd go with that one. So I probably would just say go and get Chris Wood, mate. I think that's probably going to be the play for you. I mean, 10. I think 10 might be okay for next week. I think 10 might be okay. Who shall I pick for vice captain? I think Isak, Wood, Mbeumo, Bowen, or João Pedro. Probably either Mbeumo or Bowen. Yeah. For 28, should I start Robinson or Nico Williams? I would go Robinson on that one, mate. Yeah, that's the way I'd go on that one. If you've got the TC left, maybe game week 32 on Alexander Isak. That might be the play there, mate, to be honest. Visser might be a sell after 29. Yeah, really, really good point, to be honest, Andy. I think the fixtures are horrific. And obviously, if you're in a very fortunate position where you've got a good team ahead of game week 29, he definitely might be a player I would probably be considering selling. Like I said, I think he'll be gone on my wild card. Same with Mbuemo, unfortunately. I love the guys, but their fixtures just in the next few coming weeks are not good, to be honest. Won't there be any stream today? I mean, we're literally streaming right now, bro. We're literally streaming right now, aren't we? What's your opinion on Palmer? I'm holding him this match. After this, he might go elsewhere. Yeah, I'm keeping him for this week, and then he's going to be swapped for Haaland. So yeah, as you can see, Haaland's record isn't bad. It's not terrible. It's just obviously not at the same levels or worth that 14.7 million. But for the next few weeks, I think he could be worth, again, that little bit of a punt. We've got the wild card to get us out of jail if he's not, of course, at that level. But yeah, it is what it is. Thank you very much for putting the Discord in the chat as well, Jamie. I appreciate that one. Head over to the Discord, guys, if you do, of course, want to have a little bit of a chat with me and obviously discuss teams. And there's memes. There's a predictions league. There's loads going off in the Discord. It is great. We've got some good members in there that are doing wonders, to be honest. So thank you very much, guys, for that. I do appreciate that one. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum bum boom. Do 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 do. This is my team. Can you rate it? Henderson. It's not a bad team. Obviously, there's a few players that aren't playing next week, so you're probably going to have a little bit of a benching headache, but that's fine. As long as you've bought in some free transfers, or built up, some free transfers, you should be okay with that one. And if you've got that triple captain left, I do, like I said, think it's probably going to be 32 on Isak's going to be the play, to be honest, mate. When do you think you should think about getting Haaland in? I think it's going to be next week. Let me talk you through the process. I went to the wrong camera. There we go. Let's have a look. Where is he? Haaland. So I think you want to bring him in for the game week 29 fixture. Now that Cunha's out, I do feel like he's probably going to be the best captaincy choice, right? That fixture there is great. Game week 30 against Leicester, obviously a great fixture. United in 31, delicious. Palace, delicious. Then we go into Everton. That one potentially is going to be a double game week. Or I think it's 36 here. Obviously doesn't feature in the blank. That's fine, whatever. But looking at these fixtures, right, they're just good for the remainder of the year. I think once you get this Forest fixture out the way, there's not another bad fixture, really. Like anybody that you'd be like, oh yeah, City are definitely going to lose. Maybe the Villa game, but that depends what Villa are doing in the Champions League at that point. Their focus might completely be off the Premier League if they're still progressing through the Champions League stages. But for me, I do think next week is the week to go and bring Haaland in, especially with all the double game weeks coming up as well. I just think he's going to be a very, very popular option. And I'm expecting this ownership to start shooting up, especially if he has a really, really good performance today against Manchester City. And if you look at what he's been doing in recent weeks, that Tottenham game, 1.14 expected goal involvements. That's what we're used to seeing from Haaland, right? That is genuinely like what most of us think he's going to get most weeks, right? 0.53, pretty decent. 0.39, These ones are okay, but still coming away with some decent scores. 1.33, it's not bad. It's not bad. And as you can see, he has just been steadily, kind of from here, steadily starting to pick up some decent points again, which makes him a good captain choice as well. So that's when I'm thinking about bringing Haaland in for next week. The fixtures are just impeccable. Double game weeks. I genuinely don't think there's much more that I can argue, to be honest, towards bringing him in. The only thing I think people are going to struggle with is, of course, that price tag that he is. Yeah, there's no clear cap, and I think Haaland just obviously, we know what he's capable of. He is a monster. So yeah, I think now that Cunha probably would have rivaled him in terms of that captaincy shout for next week. Now I don't kind of see it as the same. So yeah, I probably would go with that one. Do I think getting him in game week 30 is too late? No, you're still getting like him in ahead of the curve, but you're probably going to be wildcard in maybe 31. So yeah, just one to think about potentially there. Gabriel, Mikalenko, Kirkez, Robinson. Bench 1. Probably either Kirkez, Robinson, or Mikalenko. I would probably go... I'd probably bench Kirkez. Yeah. Can I use my assistant manager this week or keep if I use who? I don't think I'd use it this week. I would arguably want to use it between 31 to 33 or 36 to 38. Probably going to be better weeks. I mean, yeah, if you're going to captain Haaland every single week till the end of the season, probably is going to be worth a -8, but I don't think you will. I still think we'll be flipping about with Mohamed Salah, but I think for the double game weeks and getting him in early is going to be the way to go, though. My honest gut feeling, mate, is probably bench either Clivert or Visser. That is probably my honest one. But yeah. What do you think about TC Palmer? Rank is so bad. I don't think that's the play. I think usually TC in the double game week and 32 on Isak's probably the better play. Would it be worth a -8 rather than playing with 10 men on game week 29 to avoid the free hit? Potentially. Who's the -8 for? Saka's back. That might be a better swoop out Palmer. What time he comes back? Yeah, I mean, Saka could also be a decent shout in the next few weeks, but obviously with him not back till April, I think for the next few weeks, Haaland and Salah are probably going to be the premiums we want. And obviously with me wildcarding in 31, and that being around the April time, we can see and have a better position what Saka's going to be in, and obviously maybe try and squeeze all three in. Because I don't think we'll have Mbeumo. Obviously Isak will be in, but I don't really see us having an expensive midfielder in there, or like another one. So yeah, that's probably how the team would go. I think Enzo will have a good game. He looked decent against Southampton. He involved in a lot of things. So I think this is a fixture you've just got to play him in. I don't really like Ruter as an option. I think there's probably better players to pick out there. Visser or João Pedro. The thing is, I probably would go with Visser, but that's probably my bias kicking in a little bit. But João Pedro has been doing really, really well. Penalties as well is one of the main factors that I usually look for in players. So probably would suggest João Pedro. The only thing that would lean me towards it is Villa's poor post-Champions League record. They've only managed to win 1 out of their last 9 post-Champions League games. Rodgers as well is very, very stinky post-Champions League. I think it's maybe like 1 attack in return. So yeah, you're not looking at good numbers, to be honest. Who's a good Cunha replacement? Yeah, we can bring those back up again. Let me have a look. Here they are. Here's my favourite Cunha replacements. I would be trying to get Haaland in over the next few weeks if for my Cunha replacement, if I could do it cleanly. Obviously, you've got Marmoush if you wanted to go for the alternative, cheaper option, but I don't really see him being that guy. Maybe he could prove me wrong today in the game against Forest, but I just don't see him being that guy. Wood and Visser are my 2 favourite replacements. And then you've got the punts of Delap, Strand Larsen, Evan Nielsen and Beto if you wanted to go down that route. Oh, Haaland's a great option, even if you... he's an even better option, sorry, if you've not got a wild card in 30 or 31. Like I said, the amount of doubles coming up, City have got them. Their fixtures are really good. Yeah. Who's the best replacement for Ahmad? Alanga might not be a bad shout. He's been cooking over the past few weeks. Semenyo potentially as well. Bournemouth fixtures are okay for the next few weeks. They're probably the 2 that I can think of off the top of my dome. Yep, I'm doing very, very similar moves to you, Nicholas, so I'm all aboard that train. Hi, Tom. Should I buy Foden or should I buy Marmoush for game week 29? Let's wait and see how they perform today. Probably gives us a better idea of who we maybe want to have a little bit of a look at. I did Cunha and Mateta to Wood and Visser. What do you think? Yeah, I think they're genuinely fine. I like I said, it's not great in terms of the striker department, but I think Wood and Visser, they've both got decent records this season. Both got pretty good data as well to follow up that. Predicted points aren't too bad. So yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, I do think that'll probably be the plan, won't it, Andy? I do think it will probably be the plan. We'll have a little bit of a switch round and stuff like that. Keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have, let me know in the comments section. Of course, what was I going to say? Of course, we'll be doing team ratings a little bit later on in today's stream as well. So make sure you send in those over as well. Make sure you're liking the stream as well, as it does help to push the stream out to more people. And that is exactly what we want with today's stream as always. Bench Wood or Gibbs White? I'd bench Gibbs White. Wood is the talisman of that team. So yeah, I'd never recommend benching a penalty taker. Mikalenko or Robinson start? Honestly, we've had this question so much. I'd probably go for Mikalenko, but I 100% understand the reasoning behind people wanting to go for Robinson as well. I would bench... Oh my god, I probably would bench Bowen ahead of Cliver, I think, but that's a toughie. There's got to surely be somebody else you can bench there, mate. I reckon there's got to be somebody else. Best midfielders under 6 million. Good question. Good question. Let's have a look for you, mate. I like that. Right, midfielders. 6.3. Who've we got? Cliver probably is going to be your number one pick. Semeno's in there as well. Damsgaard's doing really well. I actually think his numbers are actually putting up really decent. However, no fixture next week, so that of course rules him out as a potential option. Same with Sharda as well. His numbers haven't been too bad, but again, probably rules him out. Somebody like Savinho could be a really, really good pickup. Of course, like I said, the fixtures for City coming up are decent. The data's been okay, but as you can see, he is definitely capable of picking up some mega hauls, right? He's got that in the locker. But as you can see, a few fives and sixes just dotted around in here. I think he's starting to find his feet a little bit. And I think City look a lot better when he's in the side. So, yeah. I think he might be a nice potential differential pickup. And maybe one to monitor over the next few weeks, to be honest. The Bergen or Pickford. I think for that one, we're probably going to look at the betting data and see which way they've got it. So, 29% for Brighton. Who was the other one? Pickford. 28%. You're talking 1%. And I think with Cunha being out, I probably would lean more towards Everton. So, yeah, I probably would go with that one. But yeah, here are the betting markets, by the way, from Rob T FPL. If you don't follow this guy on Twitter, what are you doing? Head over to his Twitter. Amazing work as always. Looks like there's probably going to be quite a lot of kind of one-sided games looking at this week. Chelsea versus Leicester, Liverpool versus Southampton, Palace versus Ipswich, and Arsenal versus Manchester United. So lots going off there. Lots of potential clean sheets on the cards as well for Palace, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool as well. Looks like the Spurs-Bournemouth game on Sunday could be an absolute classic. Not too high in terms of the predicted clean sheets, but of course, both teams to score looking pretty decent in that regard, to be honest. Beto is likely to score. I mean, the bookies don't really fancy goals in that game, but he is the man in form, so yeah, I probably would go with that one. Okay. Cheers, mate. There's only players to get run off from Man City in the ring. Yeah, I mean, there is, but I think with double game weeks, you always get that other option. No European football for City as well. I think it's going to have a big impact on that one. Should I sell Ahmad and buy someone and then buy Trent for a -4 since he has Southampton? I mean, Trent doesn't have a fixture next week. So, yeah, I don't think I'd be recommending buying Trent. Start Robinson. I'd start Robinson ahead of that one, yeah. Bench one of Porro, Robinson, Mikalenko. Genuinely, I think I'd probably bench Porro. Ped Porro, if you've still got him. Yeah, I've not seen his name mentioned in a while, but yeah, I probably would bench Ped Porro in that regard, mate. He'd be the one that I'd bench. As always, like I said, we'll do team ratings a little bit later on in the stream. If you want to send them over to me, leave them under this tweet right here. And of course, we'll get round to looking at those a little bit later on in today's stream. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people's questions this week are kind of answering themselves, aren't they, really? We've, of course, got the captaincy debate rumbling on. Oops. Just hit my mic. Obviously got the captaincy debate rumbling on, but looking at the poll, 75% of you are going to go for Mohamed Salah, 21% for Palmer. Not as high as I originally thought it was going to be for Cole Palmer, but yeah. It's one of those. Shall I replace Hall this game week? And I have Trent, Kirkes, and Robinson with Van Heck on my bench. I mean, you've got decent players to cover off. You could just play Van Heck. I think I'd just play Van Heck. See what the options are looking like for next week. Start 2 out of the 3. Rodgers, Visser, and João Pedro. I'd actually probably go Visser and João Pedro. Rodgers' post-Champions League record is absolutely abysmal. I think there's maybe 1 assist over the 8 games they've played so far. So with Villas, they've only won 1 game out of the last 8. So they're not good post-Champions League. They're just not. Yes, I probably would save my transfer. Is going to be my recommendation for most people this week. Just save the transfer. Build as many as possible for game week 29. Yep, I like those moves, Neil. I like those news, Neil. Sorry. Yeah, I think Salah's going to start the game. I do think Salah's going to start the game. Start 8 Nuri or Dango. I probably would actually go 8 Nuri on that one. Yeah, I probably would go 8 Nuri on that one. Just because we're not sure where Dango's going to play if Evan Nielsen starts up front. Or if Evan Nielsen starts up front. So yeah, it's a lot to think about. Do I buy Semenyo for a hit in game week 29? Or I just play the 4-3-3? I just play the 4-3-3. I don't think he's going to be that guy that's worth a -4 in my opinion. So yeah, I just play the 4-3-3, mate. Not worth a -4. I think I'd probably only -4 in blank game week 29 if, number 1, it allows me to get Haaland, which mine does. Number 2, it gives you the best captaincy option that week, which I think is either going to be Chris Wood or Haaland, or it opens up your team to getting in Haaland. That's genuinely the reasons I see it, to be honest. Otherwise, I don't know if I'm a fan of it. I need Wood score and Sells to keep me a clean sheet to make up for the -12. Let's hope so, bro. It is the early kickoff. You never know what can happen in that one. Alanga or Sarr? I would prefer Alanga, to be honest. Not this week. I think you've got to play Sarr this week, but longer term, more towards Alanga. Semenyo for Rodgers. Yeah, don't mind that. Semenyo in for Rodgers. Literally back-to-back questions asking the same question. Yeah, I don't mind it. Obviously, he's pretty nailed for minutes, isn't he? Has a fixture next week. I don't mind it. Like I said, I think I maybe would be potentially taking a punt on Savinho at 6.2. He could be a tasty little option. Nawari as well. People have suggested him. Yeah, he could be a decent one as well. Start Wood, Watkins, or Nawari. I would probably go... Villa's Champions Post record is just abysmal, so I don't think I'd touch Watkins. So I think you've got to go either Wood or Nawari. And I think I probably would go either... Chris Wood. Yeah, I think I'd go Chris Wood. Which 2 would you start out of Nawari, Gabriel, and Colwell? I'd always back the attacker probably there, so either Nawari, but Gabriel's pretty decent as well. So yeah, I mean, it's a good fixture for Chelsea, but I can see them potentially conceding 1 in that game. It is making a big impact on people's... Of course it is. It's a blank game week, and I think that's why a lot of people this week are probably just going to... The advice, like I said, is kind of a blanket statement of just roll. Build as many transfers into next week. Get as much information going into that week. Because the last thing you want to do, make an early transfer this week, shaft yourself, then you're left with like looking at a -4 or a -8. Because you've obviously got somebody picked up an injury or the player that you brought in gets injured and suspended. That would be the worst. That genuinely would be the worst for most people. What was my plan for Haaland? Let me talk you through it then. So this is the plan coming up for game week 29, sorry. So we take out Isak, we take out Palmer, we take out Trent, and we take out Hall. We'd bring in Gavardio, Gabriel, Haaland, and Alanga. That is how we'd roll heading into that game week. I think that's a really, really good team. And honestly, if you showed that to somebody, I think they'd probably be like, that looks an alright free hit team, to be honest. Maybe one Wolves player in there, and it'd probably look like a free hit team. Outside of that, though, yeah, I genuinely think that's a really, really good team. And I'd be pretty happy with that. I expect everybody to play in there. Gives us Haaland as well, who I do think is probably going to be the best captain for next week. Either him or Chris Wood. And then, of course, the thing I like about this team, game week 30, the team is looking juicy. Absolutely juicy. Southampton, Ipswich, Leicester. We've got players, and even Everton in there. We've got people playing some of the worst sides in the league within this squad. Manchester United as well, absolutely abysmal. So yeah, we're laughing. Genuinely, we're laughing. So yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good in that regard. Eight Nuriel Clivert, can't decide. I probably would go Clivert on that one, mate. Best budget mid, I like Savinho. I do like Savinho as an option. High thoughts on 8 Nuri for Robinson. I mean, Robinson's got a fixture next week, so probably not. Beto or Pedro, I probably would go João Pedro with penalties. I'm also bringing in Alanga next week. Yeah, he looks like a decent option, doesn't he? Is Kirkes good for game week 28 against Spurs? He's not bad. I definitely wouldn't mind playing him. Of course, we've got our Lewis Hall replacements as well that I put together. These are the ones that I would be looking at. So Gvardiol, 8 Nuri, Kirkes, all with fixtures in 29. All with decent fixtures as well in 29. Munoz is a good option. And obviously I know he's one of the most transferred in players this week. But I would only bring him in if I'm going to free hit in 29. Otherwise, I'm not going near him, to be honest. But yeah, he's got the third best expected goal involvement per 90 in the league, which is absolutely ridiculous. Behind Trent, and as you can see, Gvardiol just slightly ahead of him. But that's why I'm quite keen on Gvardiol as well. I think, you know, he looks like he could be the real deal and a really good option. So yeah, I don't mind him as an option. But yeah, they're of course, if you are in the market for a defender, my top options. Mateta captain in game week 30 if he's available. I mean, we've got Salah against Leicester. We've got Haaland against... Haaland against Leicester. Salah against Everton. I don't think Mateta's even going to get a sniff there. Yeah, he just is the clear captain pick, I think, for the next 2 weeks, to be honest. Just because next week it's open. So you might as well back on a player that you know can pick up mega hauls. Wood, Haaland and Alanga and Sarr in for Isak, Cunha, Palmer, Vladimirson. Worth a -8. I don't understand the goalkeeper transfer. Have you not got a goalkeeper that plays next week? Oh, if he's got a history against it, I do like that. I do like that, but their post-Champions League record, like I said, is abysmal. It is really, really bad. Thoughts on game week 29 transfers, Haaland, Gvardiol and Alanga for Mateta, Trent and Palmer. Yep, don't mind that. I'm going to go Salah or Eze captain 30. I mean, Salah I definitely will be a very, very strong captain to shout for game week 30 as well. They genuinely are ridiculous. And we obviously saw what he did earlier in the season. Wasn't even Liverpool's best game, but still came away with a goal and assist. Mateta has been my hero since game week 20. Miss him so much. Yeah, we had the chance to go and bring him in. I do regret not bringing him in, but still we've managed to kind of, you know, progress every single week. So I can't complain too much, to be honest. I can't complain too much. -4 in 29 to sell Palmer, Bowen, bring in Hall, Gvardiol, and bring Visser to cover Isak, Trent, and Salah blank. I don't mind it. I just think Visser's fixtures in 29 and then beyond are really poor. So do just bear that in mind, especially if you've not got one. Thoughts on bringing in Haaland next week? Yep, Sam, I'm there already, mate. We're going to be doing it. Start Mikalenko or Dango? I would probably gamble on Dango. I mean, if you want to keep Mateta, then yeah, probably Chris Wood's going to be your man, isn't he? Chris Wood is going to be your man. By the way, guys, we're close. We're close to 50 likes. If you are enjoying today's stream, make sure you are liking it. It does push it out to more people. And of course, if you're new around here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as well. Massively appreciated by myself. Good moment for triple captain Salah. I don't think so, purely because we're not 100% convinced he's going to see out a full game. And I think if I had the triple captainship left, I'd probably play it in 32 on Isak. But yeah, I just think with us not 100% convinced of his minutes right now, don't think I'd do it. Not for me anyway. Can you nearly caught me there, Andy. Mark says, I have free hit, AM, bench boost, and wildcard left. Do I need to free hit next game week to be able to maximise the chips? No, you do not. You can free hit in 34 and still get away with it. I probably would recommend, mate, you could either use the AM chip. You could wildcard in 30, AM chip 31 to 33. But then that leaves the bench boost a little bit kind of out the way in the triple captain. So I think the better play is to wildcard in 31. Did he say you have the triple captain? Oh, no, he doesn't. So I'd wildcard in 30 or 31. Then I'd use the assistant manager chip. 34, I'd play the free hit. Then in 36, there's a potential double there. That could be used for the bench boost. Or you could go 31 wildcard, 33 bench boost, 34 free hit. Then go 36 to 38 assistant manager. They're the way that you're probably going to go with that one. Strand Larson for Mateta. I don't mind it. His data is just not great, though. It just isn't. It's just not great. Bowen could return this week, but he's not a hold. Better cheaper mids. Yeah, I think I agree with that one. People needing a Wood blank. Not today. Not today, lads. Early kickoff. He will be there. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, double on Isak is going to be a lot safer than Salah, to be honest. Especially if you've got that triple captain chip left. You've got no other chips to play in 32 as well. I think, yeah, that's probably going to be the week to play it. 32. Alexander Isak. Why not go for it? In terms of those fixtures that he's got that week, let's quickly bring those up for people that are a little bit unsure. So here's his 32 fixtures. United and Palace. Palace have been really improved over the past few weeks, but it is a home fixture, so I'd still say Newcastle are probably favourites heading into that one. Then, of course, you've got Manchester United, one of the worst sides for XG conceded. It literally is just 2 home fixtures. You can't beat it. You've got to go for it. So, yeah, Alexander Isak is probably going to be your man, to be honest. Good morning, mate. Who do you bench out of Wood, Dango, or Isak? I think that's an easy one. Dango, to be honest. Yeah, I think you know this is a good kind of barometer of why you probably should save your chips. Sometimes it can look very, very appealing, but right now, yeah, I think a lot of people are wishing that they'd obviously kept quite a few chips in hand, to be honest. Who would you bench from Clivert, Wood, and Bowen? I mean, you're talking all the talisman for those teams there. I probably would bench Bowen. I genuinely think Bowen would probably get the bench out of those. I think if Clivert or Wood do anything effective ownership-wise, you're knackered. They both take penalties as well. I don't think Bowen has that luxury. So yeah, probably Bowen's the one that makes the bench. Who's the best midfield option for 8 million if I sell Palmer? Good question. Let's have a look. What's Bowen's fixtures actually like post that? They're not bad. Well, you could have Everton, Wolves, Bournemouth as a run if you were to wildcard in 31. Matoma, City in 29. Not really. Alex Iwobi? No. Maybe somebody like a Gibbs White or an Alanga. That's a lot better. Ipswich and United before you wildcard in 31 looks a lot better. I've obviously said I like Damsgaard and Sharda as well. But yeah, Gibbs White and Alanga probably going to be an alright shout, I reckon. They'll be decent options. Bowen's not a bad one though. Should I buy Visser for Cunha to bench Dango? Or Marmouche? I don't think I'd go Marmouche yet. What are my plans for game week 29? Haaland, yeah, we've been for it a few times, but I'm happy to go for it again. So this is how the team... Oops, that's game week 30. This is game week 29. Here it is. This is the moves that we'd be making. It does require a -4, but I'm very, very happy to do it. So Gvardiol, Gabriel, Haaland, and Alanga in. Palmer, Isak, Trent, and Hall out. I just think going with Haaland is the right move. We went through his fixtures a little bit earlier in the stream. The fixtures coming up are good. There's double game week coming up. Best captain for me in 29. Arguably run Salah close in 30 as well with it, with Leicester. And I just think getting in early on the ground is probably going to be the way to do it. So yeah, that's why I'm going to go for it. Cucurella or Gabriel? I mean, you probably got to go Cucurella this week, haven't you, with that fixture? I don't think you need to, Harrison. I think you'll be alright. Jacob Murphy, yeah, I never thought I'd see the day, but Jacob Murphy might be coming into my team as well. Ridiculous. Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I don't feel it at the moment. I'm just getting fatter and fatter each day at the moment. The bulk's running out at the end of this month, and I can't wait for it. Because I just look like a blob. Honestly, if you go back to like early streams, I'm like nice and jizzled. Now I'm like... Burp. Bench one from Salah, Palmer and Cuckoo, Neto and Buemo, Visser, Wood, Marmouche. Probably be tempted with either Marmouche, Visser. Yeah, Marmouche or Visser for me, probably out of those lot. Probably would go Marmouche purely down to effective ownership as well. Just, yeah. Trent captain? Nah. Again, I think Trent's minutes could be dicey this week. I mean, he could, but at the same time, Fulham's clean sheet numbers, they're not it. They're not it. They've only kept 3 clean sheets. Why am I keeping Rodgers for the blank? Because I'm getting rid of... I'm only getting rid of Palmer. I don't need another midfielder. So we're only getting rid of Palmer. Like, we're not changing another midfielder. So that's why. And he's just going to sit on the bench anyway, so it's fine. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. I don't think Palmer's the best captain. I do think it is still Mohamed Salah, and I do expect him to start the game, to be honest. Looking at some of the predicted lineups, he's in them. So yeah, I don't see... Yeah, I just think he would. I would bench Marmouche over Visser. I really, really would. Genya. I would. By the way, I've learned how to pronounce his name. Are you proud of me? I know we were getting people absolutely rattled in the comment section of me mispronouncing his name, which was great. It was great. And I did love it. I did enjoy it. It was very, very fun. Yeah, I think I'd prefer a Langer over Hudson-Odoi, for me personally. Do I think Palmer's level will improve? Probably not. He was really, really poor against Copenhagen the other night. Play Rodgers or Cliver? I would go Cliver on that one. Penalties. Yeah, I'd go penalties. Thank you for helping today's stream hit 50 likes, guys. Really, really appreciate that one. If you do like, obviously, the stream, make sure you are hitting that like button, and we'll try and get it to 100 likes before we finish up, which would be pretty decent, to be honest. I can't complain about it. Of course, if you're new around here as well, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. I think we're close to 12.3. Let me have a quick check on my phone. Yeah, 10 to go. 10 people to go to hit 12.3. That'd be nice if we could do that by the end of today's stream. Mush, mush. A turkey in a bush. How you doing, man? Hope you're good. I need a 1-week punt on a striker for 7.1 million less. My current thought is Nketiah. But do you have any better suggestions? Ooh, All right, let's get the betting data up. Let's get the betting data up. Who's got a good fixture? It is good. It is good. Would you like another one? I don't know how much Darwin is because I've not even looked at his price this season. But Darwin Núñez at 7, if he's below 7.1, could be that guy if he starts. He could be a taster. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look, you mate. The forward options aren't great this week, are they? Beto's my offer probably shout. But yeah, let's have a look. Forwards. Who we got? Yeah, it's not good, is it? Darwin 7. Oh, don't say I didn't tempt you to a good time, a turkey in a bush. Don't tell me I didn't tempt. If we get news right, I'll check Charlie's predicted lineups in a second. If we get news, don't tell me that's not worth a gamble with Southampton at home. Come on, if he starts, you've got to. You're looking for that 1 week punt. It's got to be. It's got to be. Let me have a quick check. Where's he gone? There he is. Couldn't spell meerkat for a second then. Oh, it's got Darwin in it. It's got Darwin. It has got Darwin in it. Bro, don't tell me. Charlie, come on. I mean, not Charlie. Turkey in the bush. Don't tell me that's not tempting you. That's not tempting you at all, is it? I thought about bringing in Haaland, but I'll probably wait to use the chip. Would take too many transfers otherwise. City's fixtures do look good. They do indeed look very, very good. Start Alanga or Van Heck. I'd go Alanga. Start Colwell at home or Kirkes. I'd go Colwell. You reckon I take Cunha out for another forward or just roll and start Rodgers? I'd roll and just start Rodgers. I think that's probably the way I'd go with that one. And Nketiah for Palace is a good replacement for Mateta. I mean, Mateta's probably going to be back in 30, so if you can get away with it, I don't think Nketiah is going to be a long-term player. Cunha to Marmoush this week and Dye to Wood. Palmer to Foden next week for a -4. Or I could take a -8 and go Haaland, Marmoush. I like the -8. I just think Haaland's going to be a guy we're going to want, and captaincy probably makes up for that minus. FPL Shane in the house. Hope you're doing good as well. I've done Hall to Gavardio. Would you do Bruno to Savinho, please, next week to save funds for Haaland? Yeah, I probably would. I'm gambling, man. In comes Darwin. Get up. Come on. I absolutely love that. And honestly, I hope to God it works out. I really, really hope to God it works out for you, man. I can't believe we've just convinced some guys to go Darwin Núñez. But hey, this is what this stream is about. It's convincing people to make the correct decisions every single week. And when you walk away with a Darwin Núñez hat-trick, you'll thank me later. Oh, dear. Love that from you, bro. Hopefully it works out, like I said, man. That would be very, very great if it did. It'd be special, wouldn't it? It'd be decent. It would be decent. What are you guys thinking of the late kickoff tonight? I am not a fan of that slot. It just yeah, I don't like an 8 PM kickoff slot. I think I'd rather prefer to have a Friday game, to be honest, than that 8 PM kickoff slot. Like, you could have just put Wolves Everton on Friday night, but now look what we're left with. I mean, yeah, the Darwin Cole's not a bad one, is it? Because purely if you're getting him in, right, they've got the worst team. If he plays, like, he'll probably play 80 to 90, I reckon, minutes, if he starts. Why would you not gamble on that? If you've got only 1 week, why would you not gamble on it? Morning, Tom. Brought in Vissa for Cunha. Regretting it. Should have saved it. -4 for Haaland next week or 3 for game week 29. I would see if I can get by, but I understand if you want to go for it this week. Yep. we can have a look at the forwards for you, mate. We've kind of gone through them quite a bit in today's stream, but I'm happy to go through them yet again. Sorry, one more question, but Cunha replacement if Haaland next week, Isak, and then Dyer my other forwards. Yeah, I think obviously if you're going for Haaland, I think that is the guy that I would be aiming towards. Wood and Visser are my other two favourites out of that list. And then you've obviously got the gambles in Delap, Strand-Larsen, Evan Nielsen, and Beto. They're probably going to be you guys if you're fancying a little bit of a gamble. I would start Mikalenko. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I'm just not a fan of it, to be honest. I think it's a terrible kickoff slot. And it also makes me filming videos a little bit more difficult tonight. Because we're going to get two out. We're going to get one that goes out, obviously, post-Everton game, the transfer targets one. Then we're going to get one for tomorrow morning, a free hit draft. Get them out nice and early. Bob. We're good. We're good to go. What is the best time to use the wildcard? I probably would say game week 31 is probably going to be your best bet for a wildcard. The reason I say not game week 30 is it's just post-international break, I want to say, or post-FA Cup. And it's a midweek round as well, so it's really difficult. Start two out of Kluivert or Wood. Ooh. I probably would go Kluivert and Wood, yeah. Sorry, I didn't see Dango there, but then I did. No, I think we'll do that. Let's have a look at the predicted lineups then, because I've had a few questions about obviously what teams are starting and etc. etc. So let's have a look at some predicted lineups then. Where is it? Here we are. Predicted lineups. By the way, make sure you go and follow in FPL Meerkat. Very good friend. He also makes YouTube content as well, so make sure you're dropping him a follow. So there's the Arsenal predicted lineup for this week. Moreno back up top. Villa, Rodgers is in there. Cons is in there if you've still got him. Obviously Watkins, we've had a few people in there. Evan Nielsen back up front, but Dango on the left, Kluivert and Semenyo. I could see that. Tavernier versus Dango is a close one, though. Kirkez, Huijsen in as well. Brentford, yeah, we knew those two were definitely going to play. Matoma's back in for the people that have got, obviously, him and took a gamble on him a few weeks ago. And Cuckoo, Neto, Enzo, Palmer, all predicted to play. And Nketiah up top for Palace. Beto in for Everton. Mikalenko there as well. Raul Jimenez, Robinson, Castagna. No one's got any Ipswich players. No one's got any Leicester players. Darwin Núñez, obviously, who we spoke about with the Liverpool side as well, is in the predicted lineup. So if you're looking for a one-week punt, maybe go for it. I'm not 100% convinced Sabitzer starts. I think Harvey Elliott might start in that 10 role. No Gakpo, though, if you've obviously kept him for the past few weeks. Haaland, Marmoush, Savinio all start. Gvardiol back in. United, yeah, no one's got any United players. Isak back in as well. Obviously no Hall. No Gordon either. Forest have got Wood, Aina, Alanga, Gibbs-White, all the big boys predicted to start. Southampton, yeah. Spurs, Tell up front. They genuinely look woeful Thursday night. I was really embarrassed. Bowen potentially up front, so maybe starts there ahead of some of the people we've suggested in today's stream. Strand-Larsen obviously in ahead of Cunha with him being suspended as well. There we go. Do keep the questions coming in. When am I rating squads? We'll do those in 50 minutes. So yeah, we'll get those sent in. So if you want to send me a team on Twitter at FPLTom_, leave it under one of my most recent tweets and we'll take a look at those in a bit. No Foden, yeah, no Foden in that prediction. Start Sharda or Semenyo and start Kirkez or Mikalenko. Pickford is my goalkeeper. Then if Pickford's your goalkeeper, I probably would go Kirkez. And I probably would go... I'd probably go Sharda, you know. Genuinely, I think I'd go Sharda. Villa's post-Champions League record is abysmal. Brentford at home, we all know what they're very capable of as well. I probably would still bench Bowen, but it could leave you with a potential headache there. It really could. Does João Pedro start? Yeah, I think he did. I think I saw him in the predicted lineups. Yep, Andy's got the right idea as well. Make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribing as well. Massively appreciated as always. I have both Hall and Cunha, but Rodgers on my bench. if I were to transfer, should I take Cunha out or Hall? I mean, the striker options aren't plentiful. They're really, really not. And Salah is... Haaland, sorry, is my top Cunha replacement. He really, really is. He genuinely is the best replacement I think we're going to get out of the bunch, to be honest. Again, people asking about Cunha replacements, so we'll bring them up again. Here are my favourite ones to go for. I think Haaland is the best one, and if you can get to him, ideal. He's going to be the best fit captain for 29. Gives Salah a very, very good run for his money in 30. Fixtures as well for the rest of the season are really good. And, of course, double game weeks and all that. Marmoush is a gamble. I don't think I'd go near him. Wood and Visser are my second and third favourite options. And then you've obviously got the gambles with Delap, Strand Larsen, Evan Nielsen, and Beto. What is the best chip strategy? I still have my free hit and wildcard active. So your wildcard's active for this week. So I would probably build my wildcard on projected doubles coming up then. Maybe free hit next week, or just try and get by with players for next week. So you're going to be looking probably at Ben Krellin's spreadsheet, looking at where teams double in 33 and 32, then probably either trying to get by next week or free hit in 29 next week if your wildcard's active for this week. Isak or Wood? I think it's got to be Isak for me, hasn't it? It's just got to be Isak. Make sure you are liking today's stream, guys. Massively appreciated, as always. And make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as well. We're literally 6 people away from 12.3, which is absolutely outrageous. So thank you very much again for your continued support on the channel. Absolutely love that from you guys. Like I said, we'll do team ratings at 8:30 as well. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh. Hi, would you play Wood or Enzo this week? Ooh, good question. I would play... I think I'd still go Chris Wood. I genuinely think I'd still probably go Chris Wood. Hall to 8 Nuri or just roll no chip in 29. I probably would roll if I needed a player this week, though. I think 8 Nuri is a fine defender to go and pick up. The Ass Man, you could either use it in 31 to 33 or 36 to 38 is probably going to be the way to go it. It would then limit your wildcard options, though. I'm not a big fan of Marmoush. I just don't see it yet. I don't see it yet. I'm going to watch the game today. I've not really watched too many City fixtures over the past few weeks. But yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch him today, have a detailed kind of like view of how I think he plays and stuff like that. And if he looks decent, then yeah, he might make it in the transfer suggestions later. But for now, yeah, I'm not buying into the hype. I'm not buying into the hype at the moment. Not for me personally, anyway. Wood or Bowen, who to bench? Oh, probably Bowen. Honestly, you could end up with egg on your face either way, really. Play Aina or bring in Munoz for Hall. I don't mind. I probably would just chuck Aina in. Bench one of Kirkes, Munoz, Trent, and Gabriel. I think you probably got to bench Kirkes there, haven't you? Nottingham, Newcastle, or Forest? Any predictions in terms of score or in terms of their lineups? What was I going to look at for my team? Oh yeah, I was going to look at the clean sheet odds. Who's got better? So we've got Bournemouth with 15. What have Forest got? 16. I'm literally flipping a coin on that one, aren't I? Yeah, I'm flipping a coin. Speaking of the coin flip, we'll do the big one for Salah versus Palmer in a second. We'll get that done before we do the team ratings as well, and see which way the coin obviously suggests going in terms of its captaincy for this week. I think it went Salah last week. Got it right, so well done to the coin. I have 11 points on my bench every week. Oh, who will win? I think Newcastle will probably win their game. Forest? Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Jamie's saying coin, 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 coin. Coin, 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 coin. You've been working all week. Let's get the coin out. Let's get him out. Are you ready? Heads is going to be Mohamed Salah. Tails is going to be Cole Palmer. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the coin has selected Mohamed Salah this week. So don't even bother looking at Cole Palmer. Once the coins suggested something, you just have to stick with it. You just have to stick with it. Easy. I'm not doing any transfers this week, mate. We're going to roll into next week. That's the plan. That is the plan. So yeah, there you go. The coin has spoken and it is selected Mohamed Salah as his captain once again. Pretty easy decision, I think, for the coin this week, and it's chosen correctly. So we'll give it its fair dues. Rodgers replacements. I like Alanga. I like Savinho. They're probably some of my few. Dub for the holy coin. Clever coin, says Ava. So I went with Nkuku, fair enough. Palmer has not returned in like 5 game weeks, fair. Start Marmoush or Alanga. Probably would go Marmoush. It is the better fixture, isn't it, for him? Keep your questions coming in, guys. Keep the likes coming in as well. Massively appreciated as always. Coin flip for Marmoush and Visser. Yep. Heads is going to be Visser. Tails is going to be Marmoush. You ready? It's heads for Visser. There you go. Let's have a look what we're on. 5 more people. Come on. 5 more people need to hit that subscribe button, and then we hit 12.3. And we're very, very close to the goal we set out. 42k, we're very happy with my rank. Is it nuts to captain Palmer? Shane, it is very nuts. Considering you going against the holy coin there, yeah, I don't think I'd do it. That was to bench, mate, so you're benching Visser there. But yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. Looking at the poll here as well, most managers are still going with Mohamed Salah. I think we've had like over 350 votes, so that's a good proportion of players. 21% are going to go Palmer, so I still think Palmer's effective ownership probably going to be a plus 100 again, but Salah's is ridiculous. Pep Roulette's not really an issue at the moment because they've not got another competition to worry about. They just haven't. It's just the Premier League to focus on and the FA Cup. So, yeah, I wouldn't be worried about too many players' minutes at the moment. Jessica's in the chat. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see West Ham win as well. They've obviously improved recently. No Gordon and no Hall, yeah. The coin has spoken. The holy coin has spoken. It has selected Mohamed Salah as its captain for this game week. Marmoush it is. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself. I hope it works out for you, bro. Hope it works out for you. Oh, you got 0 minutes in the FA Cup. Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to start then, isn't he? He's defo going to start. Easy peasy, like that. Currently 5th in my mini league. Top 2 are in the top 5k. One has a triple captain still to play. The other has the ass man. Can I close that 60-point deficit? Mate, they are going to have to really mess up over the next few weeks. Really, really mess up. Yeah. I guess it depends what they're doing in the blank game weeks and how they navigate that in blank game week 34, that maybe you could claw it back a little bit. But I think that gap is probably going to be hard to do at this point. Is it worth selling Isak for Haaland, bearing in mind he blanks in 29 and I'm playing on a wild card in 31? I don't think I'd do it this week. I'd do it next week, and that is the plan I'm going to do. Coin flip for Isak or Wood. Yeah. Heads is going to be Wood. Tails is going to be Isak, all right? Tails for Isak. There you go. Yeah, the coin did say Marmoush over Vissa. Hey Tom, can I send my team for any suggestions? Of course you can, bro. Of course you can. It's just come out on my bank account. Oh, something. I just got a notification like something's been taken out of my bank account. It was just an Apple payment. Yeah, we'll do team ratings in a second. So if you want to send me a team over on Twitter at FPLTom_, leave it under one of my most recent tweets. And like I said, we'll get round to rating that in a second. Boom, boom, boom. Itchy tab today. Now to think. Wood, Bowen, sub. I think I prefer the first option there, mate, to be honest. FPL Shane's gone Palmer captain. Oh, mate, I hope it works out for you, bro. Would you start Gabriel over Dango? I probably would, yeah. I probably would, to be honest. United are they're just a bad team. They're just a very, very bad team, to be honest. Do keep your questions coming in. Like I said, we're going to do team ratings in a second as well. Of course, help us get to 100 likes on today's stream as well. We'll do something. I don't know what we'll do yet. If you come up with actually good suggestions, we'll do them. Not like, shave your bots or whatever. Bench Eze, Minter, or Semenyo. I mean, you can't bench Eze with Ipswich, can you? So you're talking Minter or Semenyo. And I really, really think it's a coin flip between either of those two. I don't think I'd make the move this week. You still want Wood for next week with Ipswich, so I don't think it's going to be worth it. Yeah, his minutes are pretty decent. Nico Williams is not a bad shout if you need a defender for next week. Probably maybe one to look at on the free hit. Right, let's have a look on Twitter, see what teams we've been sent in this week. Like I said, if you do want your team rated by me, head over to my Twitter and we'll take a look at these. Any thoughts? Would you change anybody between the starting 11 and bench? Also, Cliver or Visser. Obviously, we went through this one, mate, on the stream with the coin, and the coin did speak, and it said Maramouche ahead of that. But yeah, I probably would line up like that. I think that's pretty decent. I'm not 100% convinced on Pedporo. I maybe would play Mikolenko ahead of him. I just don't see a clean sheet coming up for those. Marcus has sent his team in. Thank you very much, bro, for that. He's got Becker, Gabriel, Colwell, Gavardio, Bruno, Palmer, Salah, Bowen, Wood, Isak. Yeah, I think you've got everybody right. I think you're in a good place. Another team sent in. Oh, obviously Hall's in there. You could just play Robinson. I probably would just play Robinson, roll the transfer, take another one into next week. That's probably going to be my advice on that one, mate. Yeah, that's going to be my advice on that one. I don't do team IDs, unfortunately. If you want to send me a team, send it me on Twitter. Best midfielder for 9 million. I mean, you don't even really need to go up to that valuation, but I think one for the next 3 weeks that could just do well and has been doing well all season is, of course, Buemo. We've obviously got the Bournemouth midfielders if you wanted to go down that route. There's some decent Forest ones coming up as well with obviously Ipswich next week. So Alanga, Gibbs, White probably would be my picks there. Jared Bowen, a lot of people are very, very hot on as well. Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that one, mate. I don't know if I'd do that one. Bench one, 8 Nuri or Aina. I think you got to bench Aina, to be honest. Not high clean sheet probability for Forest this week. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh. Yeah, the Saw one's the issue, isn't it, with Ipswich? You can't really bench a fixture like that, so I think it's probably going to be a toss-up between Cliver or Saw. And I think I probably would play the fixture there. Maybe go with Sarr just purely because of Ipswich, but at the same time, Clive is the penalty taker, and my advice is usually stick with your penalty takers because you never know what can happen in a game. One penalty and that game is completely changed. So yeah, I probably would go Clive and Isak and bench Sarr, which sounds mental, but yeah. Purely because I can't get the time off work, mate. That's literally it. Unfortunately, I have a full-time job outside of this. This isn't my full-time job. I don't get to make content. This is just on the side. So yeah. One more subscriber, by the way, to hit 12-3, which would be absolutely incredible. So thank you very much. Has the coin spoken on Bowen versus Wood? It has not, so we can do that for a little flip for you, mate. Bowen is tails, Wood is head. It's tails, so it's Bowen. Marmouche or Haaland for a City attacker? I think I'd go City. I'd go Haaland, sorry. Half asleep still. Yeah, I'd go Haaland on that one. I just think he's going to be the better one to go for. Best FPL channel. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much. No worries. Hey, don't apologise, mate. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know the situation, that's all. No qualms, no qualms. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have, let me know. We'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. Hey, Jamie, don't worry about it. I've seen the memes you make in the Discord. Slot 1, Gakpo, Rogers, or Dango. I would probably either go Robinson or Dango on that one. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not genuinely not the worst situation to be in start Aina, is it? Kirkez or Robinson? I probably would go Robinson ahead of Kirkez. Yeah. That's probably the way I'd lean on that one. There won't be a knee-jerk reaction this week. Yeah. How many subs do we need to go full-time? I mean, it's not about the subs, is it? It's about the money in, to be honest. Thank you very much for 12.3, by the way. Appreciate that one. It's never about the amount of subs. It's about the amount of views and money we make. And right now, it's genuinely, it's a nice amount. But it's not. It doesn't even come close to what like I'd need it to be to live. So at the moment, it's just like a nice supplementary kind of, yeah, kind of money, I guess. That's really it, isn't it? A little bit extra on top of the pay packet, and I don't mind that, but it's never good. It's nowhere near enough to kind of cover off the work, unfortunately. Obviously, we've got the second channel as well, which is bringing in some money, which is great to see. But again, those trips cost money, so that one's also probably running at a loss. So yeah, it's more just we do it for the fun, and it brings in a little bit of extra money each month, which is great. And I get to basically talk and play. Like I'm basically being paid to play FPL at this point, which is great. So I don't mind that. I don't think I'd do Dango out Semeno in. No, not for me. Start Canate or Kirkez. I would go Canate. I'm not going to tell you exactly what my full-time job is, but I work in sports broadcasting. That's all you need to know. Oh yeah, we've got to make the work. We've got to make the coin afterwards. But yeah, my job is in sports broadcasting. I work for a sports broadcaster. Yeah, I mean that is the dream, isn't it? Really, the second channel. If we can get that up and running and start making decent money off that and get to travel around the world, what's not to kind of enjoy about it? Like it is really good. We've obviously got some more trips planned for March, which is great to see. April's probably going to be a busy month. Same with May as well, with a lot of leagues wrapping up. So plenty of games and obviously stuff to head to on that one. Yeah, I need 1 million a month in to make this viable. Because as you can see, this mansion that I'm living in, it's got expensive upkeep, guys. Come on, it's got expensive upkeep. Who knows? We may never get there, but hey ho, I'm enjoying what we've got right now, and we'll just keep ploughing on and putting the hard work in. I probably would start Dango ahead of Robinson. What are your thoughts on Cunha to Wood for free? I already own Visser and don't really want to go Marmouche because I'm getting Haaland next week. Yep, that's perfectly fine then. Hi Tom, would you bench Aina, Kirkez or Robinson? Probably either Aina or Kirkez for me, mate. Would you start Watkins or Rodgers? I mean, Villa's post-Champions League record is poo. It is really bad. But if you need them to start, then that's fine. Yeah. And if Jess, you did make a reference, it is flown completely over my head. Start Bowen or Visser? Bowen? Bowen? Oh god, that's a toughie. Yeah, I mean the problem is like a lot of people when they see a camera they like shit bricks. They really do. They're just like nope, nope. So unfortunately, that's the way it rolls sometimes. Looks like we've had a few more teams sent in on Twitter, so let's go and take a look at those. FPL Tom, 1 free transfer, 2.3 million in the bank. Had to use free transfer, Cunha to Wood, and just seen that Hall is out. Whoops. I mean, you could just play Aina, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just put Aina in there, Jess. You'll be alright. Brought Semenyo in place for Rodgers. Okay. Not bad. I mean, benching Isak is disastrous. Put him in ahead of a Mateta there. Come on. Free transfers. Captain pending. I mean, if you've been in the stream, Shane, the coin did vote for Mohamed Salah, and I think that's probably the way to go with that one. Who do you think is the most underrated FPL player this season? Underrated. Underrated's a tough one. I think probably for me, it probably has been Visser. Like his numbers that he's put up most weeks have been incredible. Underrated. There's not really like I think Ola Aina as well has been one of those players that's been ridiculous for large parts of the season for me. Like just random 15 pointers or double digit hauls from Ola Aina has definitely helped this out this season. I would be leaning more towards Mikalenko, but I think, honestly, it's a 50-50 split. The clean sheet numbers are minimal difference, to be honest. Most underrated DCL, nah, I can't believe we're somehow in the top 10k or just outside of it, and we had DCL this season. Absolute joker. Who to bench from? Mbuemo, Kluivert, Semenyo, Nawari, Isak, and Wood. I think you're probably looking at somebody like Semenyo, to be honest, for me there, or Nawari. My team has been decimated. I'm now going rogue. Brought in 8 Nuri and Strand Larson. Great fixtures. They are decent fixtures. Rate my team, please. I mean, if you've sent me on Twitter, we'll go and have a look. But I did all the ones there. Yeah, Ola Aina, I think, is probably my probably underrated player shout. I've had him for large parts of the season. I've not really seen too many other content creators have him. And I think he's just one of those players that's like... His price has massively shot up, but his points have been so good throughout the calendar year. It's been ridiculous. Genuinely ridiculous. How many times like he's just got a clean sheet or got an attacking return out of a game out of nothing. Cool, we'll go and have a look then in a second, mate. Like I said, guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you're liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Massively appreciated as always. Let's have a look at your team then, jokes. Let's do. I don't know what's going off with Twitter here, but it's kind of like merged into one. Oh, you got to play Gahey ahead of Digne for me. Gahey's got to start ahead of Digne. And I think you've got to start Luis Diaz ahead of Nawari, Welbeck, or João Pedro as well. He's in some of the predicted lineups, so yeah, I probably would do that. Get that captain off Nawari's goal. Get it on Salah or get it on Palmer. I know you're an Arsenal fan, but come on, mate. Come on. Yeah, Aina has literally just been one of those players this year that is just ridiculous. Genuinely just ridiculous. Do keep your questions coming in. Any questions you do have ahead of the deadline, do let me know, guys. Worst transfer of the season. I mean, DCL is definitely up there. I think people that probably bought in Cunha last week, that's probably one of theirs as well. But yeah, DCL, for weeks I was stuck with him. Yeah. I mean, if you captain a defender and challenge, probably Munoz is your best bet. I was going to say, I've not seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Sell Isak or Salah to get in Haaland. I mean, it's probably going to be Isak, isn't it? Just sent mine in too. We'll go and check out the look at that in a second. Jake's in the chat as well. I hope your drive to the train station was all good, mate. He says he's gone Palmer cap. Nice. Fair, bro. If you believe in Nawari, back it. I'm not going to tell you otherwise if you believe in it. Dara's team, start Dango or Wood. Probably would go Wood just for penalties. Haaland and Morgan Gibbs-White in for Isak and Palmer next week. I like it. I do like it. I think that's going to be the play. Oh yeah, they are. We've gone early just purely because, as you can see, the numbers are they're just here early doors. Whereas if we start around maybe like 9, we're just competing with all the big boys. You should do an award show stream at the end of the season, doing all these. I'd reckon it'd be good. Yeah, me and Jake can put that together if you want. We'll once the season's done, me and Jake will do an award show. I don't know how well it will do in terms of views, but yeah, we'll do an award show. It'll obviously have, you know, bed shitter of the season in there and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll get you guys to vote on things and stuff like that. I think it'll be a really cool one if we do like quick polls and stuff like that. Alex is in the chat. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing good. Obviously, I think you're still top of our mini league, Alex. Where are you in the world right now, mate? Your channel has grown so much from 1K. Yeah, bro, we've come a long way since the 1K days, haven't we? And hopefully it just keeps going up and up and up, and that's all we can hope for. Hope we're making good content that you guys enjoy. That's the main thing, and getting people in the door and stuff like that. So hopefully, yeah, we can continue to grow the channel. What's my other channel? It is a football travel vlog channel. It's literally named after me. It is Tom Langford. That's it. One of my moderators will probably put it in the chat. Suited and booted. Yeah, boy. I hope you go in the gym after this stream, Jake. I will be, and I hope you are too. Might add Asensio to the squad, probably starting. I don't know. Rodgers don't reward me, whatever he does. I mean, they're both blank next week, so yeah. Yeah, I can imagine Saka out has kind of ruined the season a little bit, hasn't it? Would have been nice to have a title race, but hey ho. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'd do that Asensio for Rodgers move, mate. Purely just because there's no point. Yeah. I'm doing great, having a headache, choosing what to do next week. I'm currently 25th in the world. Honestly, Alex, you're doing pretty decent already, mate. You didn't make the Cunha move last week. I know me and you were talking about it quite a lot in the stream, but I don't think you ended up making it, did you? Like me. How do I get a captain's badge next to my name? I think it's if you've been a channel member for like 3 months. By the way, if anybody does want to become a channel member, hit that join button. It's literally, I've made it as cheap as possible for you guys. It just helps support the channel out a little bit and gives you guys some recognition and stuff like that. Cheers for putting the second channel in the chat. If anybody wants to go and check that out, there's plenty of amazing content over on that channel as well. So make sure to hit subscribe. Plenty more coming up as well. How do I become a member? There should be a little button that says join. And if you click that, it will talk you through it. You'll probably get like a little green one at the start, like a little green arrow. Yeah. I had to update the emojis earlier as well. We still had Lucas Akins as one of the channel emojis. And if you haven't seen the news about Lucas Akins or don't follow Mansfield Town, the man admitted to killing someone the other day. So yeah, we had to get rid of that idiot. It only lets me send a super chat. It should be next to this, like the subscribe button. It should say like join. But yeah. Hey Tom, I was thinking about 8 Nurian for Hall and keeping Cunha. What do you think? I mean, Cunha's got a 3-match ban, so I probably would be looking to get rid of him soon. But yeah, Hall's out for the season, so I don't mind the move to 8 Nuri either. Yeah, we probably should get some more emojis going. I'll have a look as well. Bowen could be a differential this week. Yeah, he probably will be. And if the predicted lineups are correct, he could be playing up front as well, which is a decent option. Hey down. Do. Yeah. Yeah. He's not a good player. He's not a good player. We had a chant about him killing someone with his cock, and now he's actually killed someone. So, yeah, not good. Not good in the slightest, is it really? What would your top replacements for Cunha be? Yep, we can bring those up. We've gone through them a few times in today's stream, but here are my top replacements. Haaland, if you can get him, if you can find a way to get him, is going to be my top one. Marmoush, I don't think cuts the mustard, just like him. Wood and Visser are my second and third favourite options. And then you've got Delap, Strand Larsen, Evan Nielsen, and Beto as your other alternatives. Oh, I'm so glad about that, Alex, bro. Me and you both dodged a massive bullet there. We were both tempted, weren't we? We were like, do we go Cunha? I'm so glad we didn't. Fair play. And entire fan, literally, the chant is like, Akins. Na, 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 na. He wrapped his cock around her neck. Lucas Akins, na 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 na. But now we can't sing anything about him because he's actually killed someone. Ah, dear. I would go. I've been saying Mikolenko, but honestly, I think it's such a tight call. Whichever way, you could end up with egg on your face. Genuinely could. And Visser got 9-pointer. Sometimes you are lucky. Yeah, the Visser 9-pointer as well. It just cooked up. The coin said to keep Visser. The coin knew what it was doing. Yeah, we got very lucky with that one. But hey ho. I don't own Robinson, and I probably would be looking at alternatives. Obviously, post game week 30 and stuff like that. Some difficult fixtures coming up for Fulham. If we get 100 likes, I'll sing the Lucas Akins chant. I don't care. But I don't think we are going to get 100 likes before we finish up. That's why I said it. Oh, dear. Like I said, guys, if you all enjoyed today's content, if you enjoyed today's stream, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button, like button, all that good stuff. Checking out the second channel as well. I know some people have put the links in for that one. The latest video is doing all right, to be fair. It's not doing bad. 9.1k views. We'll move with that. We'll vibe. We'll vibe. Do keep those questions coming in though, guys. Like I said, any questions you do have ahead of the deadline, let me know. Obviously, I know the big boys will starting to go live within the next kind of 10 to 15, and that's usually where we obviously duck out. Let them take over and let them run their kind of show, I guess. Kirkes has been a game changer for me this season. Yeah, he's done all right. Again, his data's not really there, but he's yeah. We're gonna get to 99, and then the stream will just cut out. Yeah, we're on 88, so I don't think it's gonna happen. Would you be interested to swap your Munoz for my Robinson? No, mate. I'm very happy to have Munoz this week. The guy's been an absolute legend, hasn't he, in recent weeks? Imagine if you had him as well. Jeez, you probably would be number one right now. Bench one of Semenyo, Visser, or Wood. Probably Semenyo. High ideal replacement. I already have Munoz, Gabriel, Kirkes, and Gvardiol. Probably going to be 8 Nuri then. It's probably going to be your ideal replacement. Yeah, that's probably the way I'd go with that one. I've given my cap to Salah, VC, Haaland. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll do team reviews. We've already done a batch of them, but if you send it over quickly, we'll get it taken a look at. Oh, Foden, yeah, is definitely one for bedshitter of the week. I know a lad who owned Foden, took him out, and then he went on that run where he just didn't stop. obviously getting attacking returns. I mean, we're slowly getting close to 100 likes, and I've got to remember what the Akins chant is. Akins, 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 Akins. He shagged a bird and now she's dead. Palmer or Isak to sell? I'd sell neither right now. Next week, probably Palmer out if it gets you Haaland in. I think it's going to be the one. Wildcard on game week 30 or 31. I think 31 is the better play considering it's a midweek round in game week 30. Oh, Tommy's rumbling. Tarkowski is an excellent fixtures after 35 if you have him, just to put him on the bench. Doesn't have a double though, does he, coming up? So, yeah, probably not the way I'd go on that one. Watkins to Haaland, funded by Gabriel to 4 million. Wolves defender would have to field Castagna in 31 to a wildcard though. Yeah, I think that could be worth it. Suggest transfers, please. I need to get rid of Hall, Cunha and Rogers. 1 million in the bank. Cunha, you've got your replacements of Wood, Visser, or a punt on maybe like somebody like a Strand Larson if you wanted to go down that route. Rogers, Savinho, Semenyo, Cliver, Bowen, Alanga, and Hall, 8 Nuri, Gavardiol, Kirkes, Munoz if you're free hitting next week. I actually probably would prefer Foden, but let's wait and see how the game's penned. Let's see how this Forest game goes first. Yep, I think your team's all good, bro. Aina or Robinson, which would you suggest? I probably would lean more towards Robinson. Better clean sheet odds, but only slightly. The stream is steadily ticking up in terms of those likes as well. It is steadily ticking up, and I don't like that. I don't get nervous. Oh, we did that one. We did that one. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Like I said, we'll obviously let the big boys do their stuff within the next 10 or so minutes. But I'm here for the remainder of that. And obviously, I think I'm third in terms of the content creators at the moment. I think there's only like Praz and maybe somebody else that's ahead of me. So we're in a really, really decent position this season. I've just seen it's ticked over to 100 likes, so we're going to have to do the chant, aren't we? I can't remember the first bit of it. I was trying to figure it out in my head, but I can't remember the first bit of it. So we'll do the rest of it though. So thank you very much again for getting another stream to 100 likes. Appreciate it. So it's the chant is like Akins, 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 Akins. He shagged a bird and now she's dead. He wrapped his cock around her neck. Lucas Akins, na 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 na. There you go. There you go. Tummy is rumbling. I'm sorry if you can hear the tummy rumbling. But yeah, thank you very much for helping the stream get to 100 likes. Massively appreciate it all. Yeah, let's go and check out some of the teams that people have sent over on Twitter before we wrap up. Any transfer chip suggestions? Ooh. You should make it through without, obviously, no free hit next week. And I probably would be looking to build as many transfers up, but you probably need to get Haaland in here for future game weeks coming up and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the team's looking a little bit dicey down here. But yeah, you could definitely do Haaland to Cunha, Palmer down to somebody, and maybe Trent down to a cheap defender. Maybe somebody like Aitnuri might be able to get the funds for Haaland. But yeah, he'd be the player that I'd be trying to figure out a way to get rid of. We're going to raid Golden today. If we finish before him, probably. We might have a look at somebody else as well. We'll have a look who else is live. Obviously, me and Golden, we usually just raid each other, but we might have a look. Maybe if MV's live as well, we might go and take a look at him. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Lucas Akins chant. Will Salah be benched? Nah, I think you were good. I think we're good. Obviously, I'll post my team a little bit later on Twitter. Of course, if there is any final updates and whatever. But I think we'll be pretty decent, to be honest, across the board. I don't really see there being too many issues unless Salah gets benched. But if Salah gets benched, we'll just switch Palmer to captain. I probably would still leave Salah in the squad. Yeah, I think that's probably the way we'd go on that one. Already in 8 Nuri, Cunha to Marmoush for a -4. I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'd do it. Not for me anyway. Oh, it's a great chant. It is a great chant. And now he's actually killed someone, so yeah, not such a great chant, I guess. Aikens. He wrapped his cock around her neck. Yeah. Any final questions before we obviously start to wrap up today's stream? Let me know in the chat. I probably would bench Wood there, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. I think he had a pretty big chopper, didn't he, as well? I think he had a pretty big one. You know, big bike. Big bike, I mean, yeah. Yeah, big chopper. What has this stream divulged into in the last few minutes? I'd keep obviously Konate for this week. But yeah, he probably will be a sell after that one. What a chant. What a chant. Which country am I from? I'm from the UK. I live in the UK, or more specifically, England. Isak to Haaland, not this week, but definitely next week is the move that I'm personally considering. So, yeah, I think it's the one to go for. Huge bike, massive bike. Yeah, massive bike. Massive bike. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Had a ride, did you? No, yeah, it's fine, Alex. We will talk you through it. Obviously, this is the plan for the next game week, and what we're obviously going to do, we're going to take Isak out for Haaland, we're going to take Palmer and we're going to go to Elanga, we're going to go Gabriel and Gvardiol in for Hall and Trent. That is the transfer plans for next week. Let me know what you think of that. I think that looks pretty decent. Rode it like I stole it. Not a village bike, are you, Jess? We don't want that. I want you to be the village bike. Let me have a look who's live to see if we could potentially go and raid. Give me some suggestions anyway in the chat. See who's kicking about. FPL Thomas, what's going live, George? What's going good, bro? Hope you're doing decent. But yeah, that's the plan for next week. Looking at people we could probably go and raid. We'll probably go and raid MV, I reckon. I'll get his thing up in a second. He's just hit 3k subs as well, so make sure you go in and supporting him. Makes really, really good UCL content, of course, if you're interested in that. I'm good. I'm glad you're doing good, man. Hopefully another juicy Palace dub would be great. Seven in the squad for next week not playing. Yeah, you probably kind of have angled yourself into a bit of a free hit there, mate, unfortunately. You probably have. You probably have. Right, let's go and do a raid. I'm going to whack in MV stream into the chat. There we go. Go and head over to his stream. I'm going to head into there for a little bit as well. Chat to him. and stuff like that. And yeah, obviously I'll post my team on Twitter a little bit later in case there's any kind of last minute changes, but other than that, I think we're going to be pretty decent. We're going to roll. We're going to free hit in 34. And yeah, there we go. Go over to MV's stream. We'll go and chat to him. He's got around about 20 people in there at the moment. Let's go and put a good few in there as well. Alex says, looks good. I'm thinking selling Palmer, then either 8 Nuri for Trent and Haaland for Vissa, or Gvardiol for Trent. And yeah, I think my moves are similar-ish, depending as well, to be honest, mate. I am also tempted with that 8 Nuri one, but should be pretty decent. Like I said, let's all go and head over to the MV stream. I will be obviously producing some videos tonight, a free hit draft for those that are on the free hit. And of course, we'll be looking at the transfer targets as always as well. But thank you very much for today's stream. Very, very successful stream. We hit 12.3k. So yeah, there we go. All good stuff. Right, I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.